we've got an email already, so let's go to that. Let's take a look at it. Oh my gosh, it's so far away. I need to go to the paper here. My daughter let her boyfriend drive her car, and they were in a wreck. Does his insurance cover this, or will mine be on the line? JJ.
Well, JJ was just reading our mind.
He was, and we don't know where JJ is, so let's go ahead and take it as if it's a Florida case, and then let's discuss it if it's an Alabama case.
As we just referenced, if it was in Florida, actually both of the insurances are going to be in play. Typically, the owner's policy is going to be the primary policy, and the next will be excess, but both parties have liability, and both policies will potentially be in play for any claim. Take that in Alabama, it's going to primarily just be the driver's insurance at that point in time. There could be some exceptions. For example, if we knew you had handed the keys to this gentleman and he was intoxicated, that would be an example of a claim for negligently entrusting that vehicle to that person. So there could be exceptions.
Yeah, or if you knew that the boyfriend was reckless and
had a lot of accidents and a lot of issues. So something where it was failure to use reasonable care in allowing that person to use your vehicle. But typically you're just going to be looking at the driver's policy there in Alabama. But that's why it's always important to make sure not only yourself has coverage, but anyone that you're using allowing to use your vehicle has adequate coverage.
You know, in the opening you mentioned just a few moments ago about what do you do, you said when a child becomes of age to put them on the title or title the vehicle in their name. Why is that important, and what are some of the ramifications of doing that?
Right.
And explain that process, what we're talking about. We're not talking about giving them the car.
No, and look, as a minor, you're not allowed to contract legally in the state of Florida up to the age of 18, and Alabama is actually up to the age of 19. And so you cannot legally own a vehicle. And as a result, you're going to have a parent or other of-age individual that is going to hold that actual title. And under those circumstances, that person is going to be just as liable in Florida for any accident that minor causes while they are driving that vehicle. However, once they become of legal age, whether that's 18 here in Florida or 19 in Alabama, it's something that you need to consider putting that title solely in that person's name so that that other person is not carrying on that potential liability of the person that's driving around and someone that they potentially maybe give permission to use the vehicle, and then you're on the hook for it as well. So it's something that has to be considered. Obviously there are potential, there's pros and cons to anything you do in life. So once that vehicle is titled solely in their name, they are legally allowed to transfer, and they could do that.
But as a parent,
yes,
you can add yourself on there as a lien holder to the vehicle.
You can. There's various tricks of the trade that you can do.
You do that so that the child can't run out to the cash and play or whatever it is, and go take a $1,000 loan out at a payday loan or something
do the
like
Fast
that.
and Furious and bet their car title on the race.
You Mariana boys got in trouble.
You never know what my...
How many times did you swap pink slips with somebody?
Well, look, I was happy to have something that ran and got me from point A to point B. I was just telling my kids some stories about that. My first vehicle would not go into reverse unless it was warmed up substantially. You had to open the door and kick out and push it backwards. I mean, it's just, different times.
We've all been there.
Yes.
We've all had that.
Yes.
We do that.